Hello, everyone. As y'all know, we just had college football rivalry week this past Saturday, and it went as expected. A lot of chipping, a lot of jaw jacking, and a lot of good games. We had Texas versus Texas A&M, a long time rivalry, and happy to see them playing one another again. They played Friday, and Texas beat Texas A&M, which gave Texas A&M their first loss. They went here ranked number three, but they just dropped them to number seven, I believe. So they're still in the college football playoffs, as they should be. They only had one loss, and they've been playing damn good the whole season. But going into this game, you kind of knew, even though Texas, it's been a good season, but not a great one. But going into this game, you should have known like that we was gonna be playing with a chip on our shoulder, and we went out there. So we beat A&M last year as well. That was the first game that we met since Texas joined the SEC, and Texas won that game, and we also won this one 27-17. So we got A&M card, but it seems like we got A&M card, but Georgia got our card. They beat us last year in the regular season, then the SEC championship. Then they beat us again this year in the regular season. So we just don't got nothing for them just yet. What I'm saying? Like I said, we got A&M card, but Georgia has Texas. But it's a lot of good games, and Texas showed up and they handed A&M their first loss. So it was Ohio State, Indiana, and A&M, the only three teams that was undefeated. Now it's only Ohio State and Indiana. Last year, nobody went undefeated. I think Oregon was like the last team, and they ended up losing. Came playoff time, they ended up losing. So nobody went undefeated last year. Usually you have probably like top two, three, four teams who go undefeated, but nowadays you just never know. A lot of teams are losing week by week actually. And it's not even to teams you expect this to be a good game. It's to anybody. You can lose to anybody nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So it's exciting. And this upcoming Saturday we have the conference championship week. So we'll see who is able to stay on top and who was able to fight to get in the playoffs. And Texas, that put us, we was ranked 16, but we beat the number three team, so that moved us up to like 14, I want to say. I think now we're 14. They just get the top 25. Georgia is now the number three team, but Texas is now ranked at I think 14, but we'll see if we're able to squeeze in. You know what I'm saying? Three losses. We had three losses on the whole season, so we'll see if we're able to squeeze in. Still a lot of teams that need to see their day in court as well. You know what I'm saying? So we see who able to remain and who's able to squeeze in. Ohio State, the number one team, they beat Michigan after losing 4 straight years. Last time I think it was 2019 was the last time Ohio State won. Since then, Michigan has had their card, but Ohio State beat Michigan this Saturday. That game is always good. It was they always got to break them up before before the seasons, before the games start. They always got to break them up, and two teams hate each other, but you love to see it. You love to see it. So they went out there in Ohio State to the games and kicked ass as they remain undefeated and the number one team. So now you have Ohio State and Indiana, both those teams are in the Big Ten, and I believe they will be playing one another in the Big Ten championship game. So somebody got to lose. Somebody got to lose. But by both them teams being undefeated and remaining undefeated throughout the whole season, they still, no matter who loses, they still are, I'm pretty sure, going to be in the college football playoffs as they should, you know. So we'll see how things play out. But we had a lot of good games. A lot of good games and a lot of blowouts. Let's get into it. Ole Miss ranked number 7 beats Mississippi State 38-19, and they are in talks with Lane Kiffin of going to LSU. I'm not sure if he made his decision yet, but he's been Ole Miss coach for quite some time, so he they are they playing some good football. They in the college football playoffs, so we'll see what Lane Kiffin does. Will he go to LSU? I don't know if he already made his decision, but we'll see. You know, we had Utah, number 13. They beat Kansas 31-21. We'll see if Utah is able to squeeze in. You know, they've been playing some good football as well. They're right at 13. You know, it's the top 12 who makes it in. We only got a week left before the college football playoffs start. You know, so we'll see if Utah's in. Indiana beat Purdue 56-3. Indiana's just been. I think they only had like one close game this year. I think it was against Penn State. I want to say where they almost lost. I want to say I think Penn State or Oregon. One of them teams almost beat them. Can't really think, but didn't happen. You know, Indiana's still undefeated, and they go into. It's nice to see a team like Indiana. You know, at number two. You know, my whole time living, I don't ever remember Indiana being, you know, in the top 10. So it's good to see new faces. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see they've been playing some good football. Got a hell of a quarterback, you know, so we'll see. And Arizona beat Arizona State 23-7. You know, Arizona State was, I want to say, ranked like 20, I don't know, 2021, but that may change. Mhm. Miami beats Pittsburgh 38-7. Miami's right at 12. I'm gonna check the updated top 25. So I don't know if they're still at 12 or if they moved up. They only suffered one loss. I want to say this year, one loss. You know, they led by Carson Beck, who last year was at Georgia. You know, now he's at Miami and they doing their thing. So let's see. BYU beat UCF 41-21. You know, BYU's ranked number 11. You know, it's good to see them in as well. You know, it's a fresh face, but like I always say, BYU keep a good football team. So it's only a matter of time, you know, that they make it to the playoffs. You know, I think that they are a team that to look out for in the playoffs. Come playoffs time, I think they are a team that to look out for. So be on the lookout for them. Texas Tech beats West Virginia 49-0. You know, Texas Tech is ranked number 5. You know, it's another team, fresh face in the playoffs. So we'll see what they do come playoff time. I'm interested in to see who playing who also. Oregon number 6 beat Washington 26-14. The game started off good. You know, but Oregon pulled away at the end. They offense was too much for Washington defense. And Oklahoma number 8 beat LSU 17-13. That game was a good one. And down the stretch, LSU tried to go for it on like 4th and 2 with the game on the line, and they didn't get it. So Oklahoma caught a break. You know, as they are number 8. And I don't know if it's going to be Georgia and Alabama in the SEC championship or Georgia and Oklahoma. I'm not sure, but we're looking forward to it. Also, we had Vanderbilt beat Tennessee 45-24. We'll see if Vanderbilt is able to squeeze into the playoffs. We will see. As they was ranked 14. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's updated, but I'm gonna check in a minute. And Vanderbilt has been playing some good football. Even last year, they was playing good. So we can see if they able to squeeze in. Virginia ranked 18 beat Virginia Tech 27-7. Virginia was ranked 18. And USC 17 beat UCLA 29-10. USC is another team, keep a good football team. You know, Alabama and Auburn. You know, Alabama was ranked number 10. They won 27-20. Now that game, you know, is always they had the Hail Mary with what's that quarterback name? Can't think his name, but they had the Hail Mary and the ball got tipped and the receiver caught it and kept running for the game winner. Then they had the field goal that when the dude caught it, it ran down the sideline and scored for Auburn for the game when it was 0 seconds left. So that game is always good. That game is always good. And Auburn was trying to tie the game up. Receiver got the ball, got the first down, and fumbled. Turned the ball over, and Alabama ended up winning that one. So Alabama survived. You know, as they ranked number 10, I'm pretty sure that would have knocked them out of the playoffs because a lot of teams that's trying to squeeze in. By them being at 10, they'd have lost to Auburn, who was unranked. yeah, they would had to they would have had to leave. You know, SMU like 21 lost to California down the clutch 35-38. SMU was driving, they scored, and they took a 35-31 lead with like I was like a minute 48 left, in California drove down and won the game. So they knocked SMU chances of a conference championship if SMU was going to advance to conference championship if they won, but they lost, so that door got shut. You know, California made sure that, and Notre Dame quietly at number 9 have been playing some good football. People didn't sleep on Notre Dame as they almost made it to the, the show last season. They got knocked out by, I want to say, Penn State, I think, last year. They made it to the playoffs but lost. And they are in it again this year. They beat Stanford 49-20. So it's a lot of good games, a lot of good games. So if be on the lookout for Notre Dame to be thirsty come playoff time. Let's get to this updated top 25, new top 25 brackets. See what we got. Mm-hmm. Right, I need the whole thing. Here we go. Here we go. Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, Georgia at 3, Oregon at 4, Texas Tech at 5, Ole Miss at 6, A&M at 7, Oklahoma at 8, Notre Dame at 9, Alabama at 10, BYU at 11, Miami at 12, Vanderbilt at 13, Texas at 14, Utah at 15, Virginia at 16, USC at 17, Michigan at 18, James Madison, wow, at 19. They only have one loss. And up under them at 20, you have North Texas with also one loss. Tulane at 21, Arizona at 22, Navy at 23, Georgia Tech at 24, Missouri at 25. And Georgia Tech also almost gave Georgia a scare. They almost beat Georgia, but Georgia won down the stretch. But Georgia Tech was playing some good football. They just suffered. Yeah, they suffered some losses, some key losses as they was in the top 12. Looked like they was gonna make it, but down the stretch they couldn't hang on. Now, teams like James Madison in North Texas with only one loss, and they weigh in 1920. You got to move them up no matter what, how long they haven't been good, and what division they in, what conference they in. You got to move them up. But they kind of look at teams like that who never really been good, and they finally make a name for themselves. They keep them in the top 25, but they don't really make them to. No matter if they even undefeated, they don't really just put them in the. Not gonna put them in the playoffs because they feel like it's just one good year, and next year if they are good, then they feel that they proved themselves, so they'll be able to get in. So North Texas and James Madison are good next year. They for sure, if they keep the same record, if they only had a one-loss record next year, they for sure be in the playoffs. But they they are new, so they kind of gotta prove themselves. They gotta prove themselves a little longer. But if they remain good, or even if they get in this year, you never know how things happen. There'd be something to see James Madison in North Texas. A lot of people look at it like, oh well, they get in, they gonna lose. But like I say, you never know who you're gonna lose to nowadays. So like I said, got one more week before the college football playoffs. And if I wonder how if things was to play out, who would be playing who? Let's see. This is just a prediction. Okay, so Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and Texas Tech would have automatic second round advance. First round would be Notre Dame and Oklahoma against each other. Oregon and Tulane. They got Tulane at 12. Like I said, it's just a prediction. Ole Miss at Bama and A&M in Virginia. So it's just a prediction, but if that'd be a hell of a schedule. Something interesting. But as it's getting closer to the holidays, football weather's officially here. And I'm enjoying every bit of it. I hope you all as well. As the season comes to an end, it's been very fun and very exciting. I've been enjoying it all. With that being said, enjoy your holidays. Thanks again.